St. James.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, which I'm certain I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
The three Frankies that I knew, they all died, baby. Resting in peace, I hope they would God, baby. Raising my kids and teach them how to eat, baby. So when I get old, they can take care of me, baby. Life is hard, we got both ends to meet, baby. Life is hard, we got both ends to meet, baby. Doing this our way, there's no goal out of reach, baby.
We saw it through.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, the Crypto Wonder, from the Crypto Wonder Podcast. Hope you're doing well. Check this out. So, in the last video I was speaking about, Hedron, Icosa, and how if it wasn't for Hex, Hedron and Icosa wouldn't even exist, right? And you got the team over at Maximus creating a token to pretty much be called Poly, I think the token is. And, it's just a token that's basically going to work to accumulate Hedron tokens so that, I guess, by way of amassing a pool of Hedron tokens with Poly. I'm not sure how the mechanics work. Don't quote me. Do your own research. But basically, they're getting ready to be able to participate in the auctions and the HSI auctions that are coming up for bidding in November 13th. And so there's so much going on with that. People are quiet as kept. There's a great deal of anticipation taking place right now within the community as far as developing strategies on if they're going to participate, in bidding to get T-shares, because that's what the HSI tokens are. T-shares, even if they're B-shares, it's just opportunity to receive and win Hex stakes, right? That were created on August 14th when the Icosa contract was launched. And a lot of those HSI stakes were sold to the Icosa contract to receive Icosa and to do with it as you will. Whether you want to stake the Icosa to receive more Icosa and Hedron as yield, or keep your Hedron and possibly stake your Hedron to receive more Icosa as yield. Okay? That started August 14th. 90 days later will be November 14th. That's why, and that's the day when the auctions are, going to happen. And that's why people are getting really, really excited. There were a lot of T-shares that were sold to the Icosa contract. A lot of T-shares are coming up for bidding, people. I mean, some know, many don't. And I'm talking about it because of the value proposition that the Hedron and Icosa contracts are offering. That's why I'm talking about it. Because why not? Especially if these things are bonded to the Hex T-share rate. It's crazy. And this is still in the beginning. Hedron is not even a year old. and you got all this activity taking place, right? And of course, folks are concentrating on the Ethereum POS chain, right? They're thinking, okay, with all these contracts coming up, it's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos. And I don't mean that in a bad way. People are going to want to buy, get good deals on buying hex stakes. Think about that. Folks are going to be bidding using their Hedron because that's the only token you'll be able to use to participate in the auctions. Hedron tokens. You'll use your Hedron to bid. And should you win an HSI stake, if you win that bid, you win those offers, your Hedron gets burned. And you can do what you want with your HSI. They're now yours, right? You could sell them back for Icosa tokens and sell the Icosa tokens and perhaps buy more hex, right? Or you can keep the HSIs as they are and possibly even get bonus multipliers, because a lot of those Hedron, a lot of those HSIs have bonus multipliers, right? Even like 10x multipliers. So while you have your HSI stake and they're staking hex for 55.55, you're earning Hedron every day and potentially times 10. And you got that from bidding an auction and possibly from a fair price, or maybe even get a deal, because there's going to be 2,000 or so on the first day to auction and bid off. Like, what are we doing? You think everybody's really going to look at 2,000 different, auctions that are coming up? Who knows? Maybe it'll just be people in Hex community who know and who are paying attention and see the value with Hedron and Icosa. Who knows? But this is what I'm talking about. And yes, this will definitely, and I think, I don't know for a fact. So this is just me talking. We know this is going to affect, we should think and believe and surmise or make an intelligent guess and think that this is going to increase the gas price on Ethereum POS. The gas prices are going to go up on that day. Something's going to happen. And not just that one day, November 13th. Like, you could look forward to days after November 13th for the same activities to be taking place. Right? A bunch of Hedron is expected to be burned. Like, we know how people are. The minute you start clicking those auctions, and then, it's like a race to see who's going to win. It's going to be a race to see who's going to win. And all that Hedron is about to get burned out of existence, creating more scarcity. Now, people don't believe that Hedron is scarce. Why? I don't know. Do your own research, right? And Icosa, people don't believe that's scarce, but it's even more scarce. So what do you think is going to come, is going to happen to the value over the long term? You got to think long, not just for today or tomorrow, but, I would imagine these plays right now that you're doing now might work out very well in the future, right? If you hold and and understand what you're doing. But the thing I want to also point out is, while all of this is going on Ethereum POS, what do you think is going to happen with Ethereum proof of work and Ethereum Fair? What do you think is going to happen? Are folks going to ignore, right? Are they going to not play with Ethereum proof power and Ethereum Fair with those same auctions? The same auctions. From between August 14th and September 14th, when the forks were created. That's 30 days worth of HSIs that were sold to the Icosa contract that's coming up for auction. So that means from November 13th or 14th, whenever the day is, to the middle of December, give or take, they're going to be just constant activity. In the beginning is going to be high, of course, like the first week. It's going to be high because that's when the contract was launched. And a lot of people just infused so much energy and just, created HSIs and sold them for Icosa the first week, back in April 14th. Sure. But you have 30 days later worth of HSIs that's already been made. And now they're copied, not going to be, but they're already copied on 2 other chains. Now, I know there are risks with Ethereum POW and Ethereum Fair. I know there are risks. We know all of this is risky. High risk, high reward, though. And a lot of people don't want you to know this, people. I shouldn't even be talking about it, to be honest with you. A lot of people don't want you to know and really try to really think critically and see what's going on. And the reason why I say this is because, folks are scared to utilize proof of work, Ethereum POW and Ethereum Fair. They're scared. And I can see why. But at the same time, when something comes out and it's new, it has to be battle tested, right? Even though the proof of work, Ethereum proof of work, has been battle tested for years. I don't know of any point at any time that, the Ethereum mainnet proof of work blockchain was hacked. If you do, let me know in the comments. Right, you have new people who are involved with those chains now, and anything could happen. People are still, again, like I said, talking about a 51% attack. That's with any proof of work blockchain that could happen, right? Or replay attacks, even though those things have been debunked. But hey, listen, for those who worry, this is what they worry about. Shadow mining, to go against a blockchain. What if there's an inflation bug? What if? Like they say, if was a fifth, we'd be drunk. So all I'm saying is pay attention. Because while all that activity is going to take place on ETH POS, and we know those fees are crap, the merge did nothing for price. And the reason why the price is not as crazy as it was last year is because last year was primarily the bull market. So remember how outrageous those prices were last year? Yeah. Proof of stake now is not as bad, thankfully, because, the market is overall down. We're in a bear market. But those prices are going to go up. Once people are clicking transaction, and then if you make a bid, right, and someone outbids you, because you had to pay to make that bid, right, or approve, or whatever fees and steps you got to go through and pay for, and you want to bid again, that's more money you got to pay, right, to outbid the other bidder, right? But the cost to transact and to do these things on these other chains are pennies, less than a penny. They're less than a penny. So what do you think is going to happen? You believe nothing? Nothing like Ethereum proof of work and Ethereum POW, the HSIs over there, the auctions over there are not going to be, it's just not going to work. It's just going to, what? What's going to happen? It's just, folks will just turn away, ignore. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Especially because, the Hex community and the people who like Hedron and Icosa have also been utilizing those chains and playing with the blockchains over there. That's why those you got Hex, there's a lot of volume still taking place with Ethereum proof of work and even Fair, and as well as Hedron and Icosa are doing decent. Granted, the yields are very the liquidity, everything is super low on those chains. So, folks are scared. People don't know. They don't know. They're not sure. And I get it. But it's something, this is why it's like it's a very interesting time. It's very, very interesting times. right now in crypto, especially if you were dealing with Ethereum ERC20. So very interesting times. You potentially have, you're not potential, you got triple of what you had, right? Back at Labor Day, you didn't have triple your bags. Now you do. It's interesting times. What's crazy is how people just like not, I don't know. They just don't think it's important. If you have hex, what you think is fake? It's not the real hex? It's some type of fake hex? I don't understand that. Hex is hex. Hey, and Hedron and Icosa work in tandem with hex. If hex goes to zero, what happens to Hedron and Icosa? They go to zero. They go to zero. And you know what's crazy? It costs pennies when T-shares were beginning in the system and folks were understanding. It costs like minuscule amount, pennies, to acquire a T-share. The thing went up to $10,000 to get a T-share, something outrageous. From less than $1 to acquire a T-share to $10,000. This is what I was saying in the other video. Like when Hex Liquid went up 10,000x in price, the T-share went up like 14,000x in value or so, maybe more. And people they just don't see how Hedron and Icosa are bonded to the T-share. Like this is providing opportunities that just we don't see all the time, that don't come around all the time, that are following the same success indicators that allowed Hex to do so well. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's something to think about, folks. Pay attention. Pay attention. If you do nothing else, at least watch what's about to happen, because this is like about 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away. And the closer it gets, you're going to see people going to start paying attention. And then they're going to move away from proof of stake. Once they just see those fees go high up, they're going to say, oh, wait a minute, what's going on over here? And then something else can happen. I just hope that those ETH PAL and ETH Fair does not play around and mess things up for everybody in the long haul. That's one thing I got to say and be clear on. I would want, and listen, man, I want those chains to continue to work and be great for all of us. So that way, when we reach, by the time the next bull market happens, we're winning all across the board. It's just confetti, just that's it. Everything, just winning. Seriously, because why not? That's it, folks. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Take care.